Landrieu, like the rest of the Congress, is looking at a number of bills that are before her and some that she'll be introducing.
And the senator joins us now with more on the top issues facing Louisiana right now and how she plans to help. And we saw the Oil Commission report come out saying they want to dedicate 80% of penalties towards coastal restoration. How difficult, or do you think that's a possibility to actually pass through Congress?
I actually do think it's a significant possibility that we can get that done. And I had floated that idea along with others some time ago, so I'm actually very pleased that the Commission picked up on this idea because it's the right thing to do. Right now, under current law, those penalties would go right into the general fund of the United States and could be spent on anything. But I said, you know, the injury occurred here. I mean, we're still cleaning up, as you know, oil from our marshes. We need that money dedicated, and it could be a significant amount, anywhere from $5 billion to $20 billion to the Gulf Coast states. So that is one of the strongest recommendations, and I think one of the most important for our state.
Now, on the drilling recommendation, Senator Vitter was here the other day, and he was not very pleased with that report. He's saying it kind of does continue to stymie drilling in the Gulf of Mexico. There's a new report out today saying that we probably will never see the kind of drilling that we've seen in the past. I assume that bothers you.
It does bother me, but I've tried to be a little bit more positive about this commission, because actually when they were first put together, I thought they could come out with a report that would say end all drilling everywhere in the country, because the way that this commission was put together and the people that were on it most certainly didn't have much experience in the industry.
So you're looking at it as half full as
I'm
opposed
looking
to
at half
empty.
full as opposed to half empty. I'm saying, you know, they do support a robust industry. They do support the penalty direction to our state. They do support the lifting of the liability cap, which is important, so taxpayers are not left holding the bag for big accidents of oil companies or other polluters. So I'm looking at it half full, Eric. Now, I will agree that they have made some recommendations that seem to put an extra and new layers of regulation, which may be unnecessary to make sure that the industry is safe. But we do need to step up the staffing of this agency, and I hope that Senator Vitter and others will support increased staffing. We have inspectors, one for every 3,000 production platforms. In the Pacific Coast, it's one for every 55.
What are oil people telling you right now?
The oil guys want to get back to work, and I want them to get back to work, and we want them to get back to work. But also in defense of this commission, they supported my call to end the moratorium. They did not agree with the president. They're even the president's commission, but they did not agree with the blanket moratorium. So, you know, there's some good things in this report, but there's some troubling things for the industry as well. The industry wants clear regulations. They deserve it. They want to know the time frame. We should give it to them. They want to get back to work, and we should help them. And so that's what I hope that we can do.
And the president the other day was in Tucson for that memorial service. I was asking you if you personally knew Gabrielle Gifford. You said you did not. But have you changed anything because of this incident? No, I have not. We don't travel. I don't travel with security. Only the top leadership in the Congress does, and I'm not recommending that. But you do town hall meetings, things like that. I do town hall meetings. I've never felt threatened in Louisiana, but I'll tell you, if I ever did or ever got a specific threat, I would call the local sheriff or the local police chief and say, you know, I've had a threat. I'm coming in. I just would like, you know, a few officers there, and they would, I'm sure, help us. And that's sort of the way our congressional delegation acts. But, you know, I just haven't felt threatened. I think we all need to use our common sense and be upbeat. But I do think it calls for us to be mindful of the serious consequences of mental illness and try to figure out ways that we can, Eric, catch the signs of this earlier, before massacres happen, before catastrophes happen. Arizona has a very liberal law, which is good. It didn't catch this particular, assailant, assassin, but hopefully because he had a record. I mean,
well, the schools,
the charges were dismissed,
you know, the charges were dismissed. Yeah. The schools, you know, just didn't call it to a higher authority. I think we've all got an obligation at the school level, at community organization levels, to try to identify these people before these terrible accidents happen. And it's members of Congress who are at risk, but let me say our staffs are at risk as well.
Yeah,
this young man lost his life, and the public is at risk at events if we're not all careful. So we've really got to think about what can we do. within reason to try to prevent this
All right.
and pray for her swift recovery.
Senator Landrieu,
Thank
thank
you
you
so
very
much.
much. We appreciate you
Thank
coming
you.
in.